I was born at Escort, Epangweni.
Yes.
This is in KZN. My mother passed away when I was 2 years of age, and my father passed away when I was 7 years. We were brought up by my grandmother. She was staying at Kato Manor in Humbane. That's when I came down to Mkumbane, and that's where I grew up. And that's where I started my education. The feeling was great in that I had been performing to most of these living legends functions as a musician, and I was playing with my groups in most of them. So I already knew what happens when there's a living legend thing coming up. Only thing now, it involves me. That's the difference. Here at home, somebody phoned me, said, Mr. BOPHELA, you've been nominated for the living legends in KwaZulu. I said, oh, don't joke me, please. Why I said that is because I have been doing that for others. I didn't expect it to be coming to me in the near future. Daniel Kanyile, he was a musician, and he had a group which was known throughout the country, like the Keynotes. They call them the Keynotes. And he is the man who used to look after me because I was quite hot-headed when I was still young. And then he didn't have to stop me from doing anything, just has to call my name. Let's say somebody having differences of opinion, and I was about to do something physical about it, he would just say, THEO! Then I'd just stop there and then. Even if I wanted to do something, I would stop there and then. Yeah. So he had a command on my life in that anything he says to me, I regarded him as a big brother. He was older than myself, 2 years older. So he brought me up and he did everything for me.
Yes.
Yeah. My grandmother was a very Christian somebody. So I used to go to church every Sunday, go to Sunday school every Sunday. And then in the meantime, where she was staying, there was a shebeen, we call it shebeen now, where people started going there on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and it's music and drinking, all types of drinks, though they were forbidden by law. But everything was being taken there. So they were singing their heads off, and I'm there to listen to all that type of music. Amarabi, ini. So that at the end of the day, I had singing from the shebeen, and then I had singing from the church. And when my parents, my foster parents, couldn't carry on with me at school, I had to go and look for a job. When I went to look for a job, I came across Alpheus in town. He said, hey man, there's a job upstairs there. I went there. When I got there, it's a radio workshop, Durban Radio Company. So when they took me up there, we used to repair radios. And then the guy that I was working with is an apprentice from Australia, Melbourne. He loved jazz. And then he introduced me to Duke Ellingtons and what have you. My favorite pianist I had there was Bud Powell. So now I had this shebeen music, then I had this church music, and now it was this Duke Ellingtons and what from this guy from Australia. So now I had all those three types of different music. Nothing could stop me from becoming one myself. Because during the process, you imitate other people. Like I was in love with a cowboy. He was called Gene Autry. Used to sing cowboy songs. Or give me land, lots of land underneath the service cars. Don't fence me in. Or let me ride to the things like that. You imitate it. I ended up become loving music.
Yes.
That's how it all started. Yeah. I've been very lucky in that at my earliest stages, I decided to become a musician, or rather I would say an artist, because originally I wanted to be an artist to do painting. And then to the extent that I got a scholarship from London to go and do this painting thing there, only to get a shock that I couldn't get my passport. They said, who are you to go and study art? They didn't really say no, only I was told that I couldn't get a passport. And that was the end of the story. I was so mad that when I got to town, I went straight to the YMCA, I went straight to the piano, started playing whatever I could play. Then slowly I discovered, wait a minute, as an outlet, why don't you play piano? And at the radio workshop, that guy there, that Australian, we started looking around for somebody to teach me because it was impossible to get a teacher. So at the end of the day, we got somebody in Ridge Road, Paul Chambers. So he started teaching me. I could come in through the back door so that nobody sees me going to the front. The other students who come there regularly, when they are finished, then I can come out from the kitchen and go to there. Then I started practicing. He teaches me there and then. So that went on for for a couple of years until then I went into the music field. What faces society today, as an African, I'll say Africans, they are suffering from superiority complexes. People are all too superior. You can't learn anything by being superior. You find youngsters, they can't even teach each other because they all know everything. If I tell them this is wrong, they'll say, oh, that's an old man. Mostly of the students that I've got right now, I know because I've got a lot of philosophy that I pump into them, the art of learning. Like for an example, I was saying just now what's going on, that there's only 10% of the performance, what we're doing right, me and you now. Only 10%. 90% is the preparation. People putting up lights, and then it's just me and you talking. It's so simple, but it's not as simple as all that. They've got to know that they've got to have 90% what? Preparation, preparing things. Then 10% they must perform for just about 10 minutes. So the guy that I used to play with, the memory is wonderful. And the students that I teach, one or two of them, like for an example, there's this Bantwini, Zakes Bantwini. I taught him at the Technicon as a student of mine. Now he's quite a big noise. And I've seen him, he still remains humble. The other one I met, we had an appointment to meet for another show. The meeting time was 9 o'clock in the morning. So when I got there at 9:15, I found her there. And somebody else was there. So I asked her, how come you are on time? You were here at the right time. She said, no, somebody taught me that if I'm to become a real artist and a musician, I must keep time first. And it was one of my students. So it was a great relief to me that After all these students, I don't know how many of them are doing exactly what I told them. So I always get that feedback that no, my teachings, after all, they are fruitful. My wife is running an organization. It is called Masisizane Community Service Center, and it's just up the street here. We'll go drive past there. And I'm very much involved in it. And it's taken my heart to be able to assist the community through that organization. We have found so many people that need to be getting pension, but they don't have any ideas. People from the government or whoever have come up there to take pictures of these people. And those people are now earning pensions, which they were unable to get. They come and take the pictures here, fill up the forms and everything, then they come back and bring those IDs to these people. And there are so much HIV going on that it's created so many orphans from the daughters of these grannies up there. Now we have to look after all those people with the help of everybody, community, from the municipality, from arts and culture, from whoever. Even the lottery people have donated a kumbi to help bring those old ladies from so far away that want to come here and they can't even walk properly. They are fetched by my son to take them up there, take them back again. That's all from the different donations and different organizations that are helping. And my love in that one is very, 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 it's next to being a musician. In musicianship, I want to teach people music.